A first listen and analysis of Old Man by Neil Young. There's a pretty cool story behind this track. In 1970, Neil Young bought a giant plot of land in Northern California and he dubbed the place Broken Arrow Ranch. He's lived there to this day. When he moved in, the ranch was overseen by an old man who asked him, "How does a young man like you buy a big plot of land like this?" And he told the guy, "Well, I've just been really lucky in my life." And the guy thought that was the darnest thing he'd ever heard. Neil Young wrote this song about that old man, so let's check out what Neil came up with. Lastly, I should say, if you are enjoying the content, perhaps share it with a friend, hit that like button, it really does help these videos out. Also, about 80% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel, so if you're into daily music reaction and analysis, you can continue to see that on this channel if you subscribe. Other than that, let's get into the reaction. Here we go, this is Old Man by Neil Young. There goes those great guitars again. Must be a signature of Neil Young songs.
Old man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were. Old man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were. Look at my life, 24 and there's so much more. Live alone in a paradise that makes me think of two. Love lost, such a cost. Give me things that don't get lost, like a coin that won't get tossed, rolling home to you.
Very, very interesting. Okay, I guess this meeting with this man at this sort of crossroads of two people sort of triggered a sort of existential, streak in him almost, where he's kind of pondering his life and all the things that have led him up to this point where he met this guy. Really, really cool. I like this concept a lot. Let's keep this thing going. I'm going to back this up a little bit. I will also say that Neil Young's writing, the first time I heard it, really struck a chord with me. I think he's a brilliant poetic writer, and something about his voice. I mean, it's not traditionally what I think of as a great rock voice or a great voice in general, but the way he writes, it's certainly in his voice, and because it's his words, it works so well with his voice too, I have to say.
Lullabies, look in your eyes, run around the same old town. Doesn't mean that much to me, to mean that much to you. I've been first and last, look at how the time goes past. But I'm all alone at last, rolling home to you.
Interesting. At that last part, it seems like he's becoming more content with the idea of being alone, because the first verse is certainly about him looking for someone to fill this other side of him. You know, he almost says, "Love that live alone in a paradise that makes me think of two." So he's of course talking about a partner for himself. So again, this idea of being around this man who perhaps is by himself, and he's kind of looking at it and thinking to himself, "Damn, I just bought this piece of land and I have all these things. This guy's looking at me like, wow, you are extremely lucky in your life. Yeah, here I am by myself." Really, really interesting. I also think that Neil probably felt a little bit of a sense of guilt in the fact that here's this old man who works on this farm with his hands, or this plot of land with his hands, and here comes Neil Young, Mr. Hollywood, and he's 24 years old and he's been able to take over this plot of land. This guy's probably worked all his life. and triggered this sort of streak in him. That's this sort of stream of consciousness form of writing that he has here. I love it. I love the story behind this track is playing a part in this song really, really strongly. Let's take it back. Love those harmonies.
Oh, look in my eyes and you can tell that's true.
I think it's interesting that he chose a female voice for the harmony.
I'm a lot like you were. Oh man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were.
Really, really cool song. I like this track a lot. Has a lot of, I'd say, like country vibes, old school country vibes. And of course, that signature guitar playing by Neil Young. I think it's, again, I was saying while the song was playing, it's interesting that, of course, this is a song about finding a partner, someone to love you. And here he is in the chorus. He chose to have the chorus sung with him with a female. Interesting choice, right? That's the other part of him that he is sort of searching for. And right at the end there, it sort of clicked with me. Old man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were. So perhaps this is written in the sense of a little bit of like worry. Am I going to end up like this guy who's by himself in his older age? Because he sees a lot of himself in the older gentleman. I don't know, a lot of questions, a lot of stuff. Seems like this meeting with this man triggered this track and led to this brilliant little exploration into Young's mind. Really, really cool. Off of the album Harvest. I'm curious to hear now what the rest of the album sounds like. If it sounds a lot like this, I'm interested for sure. Another Neil Young song. I'll say I loved Cortez the Killer much more, just for the fact that it is such a grand tale, man. And it's you know, it includes so much historical sort of parts to the writing. But both tracks very poetic, man. I'm starting to really love Young's writing. He's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I'll give this one a thumbs up.